Tonight, tensions are rising fast between the United States and some of its closest allies. 8 NATO countries are warning of what they call a dangerous downward spiral after President Donald Trump threatened major new tariffs tied to his push to gain control of Greenland. And European leaders are responding with a clear message: they will not be pressured. Good evening. I'm Jack Reynolds, and this is The Jack Reynolds Show. We're tracking a rapidly developing international standoff involving trade threats, Arctic security, and growing concern over the future of Greenland. Here's what happened today. Leaders from Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, and the United Kingdom issued a joint warning after holding an emergency meeting in Brussels. Their statement argued that tariff threats are damaging to relations across the Atlantic, and they said the situation could spiral into something far more dangerous if tensions keep escalating. They also emphasized solidarity with Denmark and Greenland, stressing that sovereignty and territorial integrity must be respected. Denmark's Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, delivered one of the strongest responses so far. She stated that Europe will not be blackmailed and that Denmark is not looking for conflict but will stand firm on core principles. Denmark's foreign minister also signaled that diplomacy must continue, saying he hopes talks will convince President Trump to drop the idea of taking Greenland. President Trump has threatened to impose new tariffs on exports from these 8 countries. The plan would reportedly begin with a 10% tariff starting February 1st, with the possibility of rising to 25% later this year, unless a deal is reached. Trump has repeatedly argued that American control would make Greenland easier to defend and framed it as beneficial to the United States in Europe. Meanwhile, NATO's Secretary General confirmed he has spoken with Trump about Greenland and Arctic security and said discussions will continue as world leaders prepare to meet at the World Economic Forum in Davos later this week. And on the ground, anger is still growing. Protests have taken place in Denmark and in Greenland itself, with demonstrators pushing back against the idea of any takeover. Polling also suggests major resistance, not only among Greenlanders, but also among Americans, with many rejecting the idea of the U.S. taking control of the territory. So tonight, we're looking at a serious moment for the NATO alliance, with trade threats, Arctic strategy, and sovereignty all colliding at the same time. And with February tariffs now on the table, European leaders are signaling they will not fold under pressure. We'll be watching closely to see whether this turns into negotiations or escalates into a wider international conflict. I'm Jack Reynolds, and this is The Jack Reynolds Show. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next update. Good night.